If you've heard that Inogen uses intelligent oxygen delivery, it sounds fancy, but most people don't actually understand what it means. So today I'm going to explain what it actually does, how pulse timing works in plain language, what the settings really mean, and who the system is and is not good for. Um, Today you can see we have a bunch of the Inogen concentrators with us today. The only one that I'm missing is the Inogen G1, which I wasn't able to get my hands on. But we have 6 of the 7 generations of concentrators that they've released. So we have the G2, the G3, the G4, the G5, and the two newest ones, which are the Inogen Rove 4 and the Inogen Rove 6. So what intelligent oxygen delivery actually means. So Inogen doesn't provide continuous oxygen like a home concentrator. Instead, it gives oxygen in small bursts called pulses only when you inhale. The machine is constantly watching your breathing. So the moment it senses the start of your inhalation, it sends a quick shot of oxygen into your airway. And that's the intelligent part, is reacting to that breath in real time. Think of breathing like opening a door. So the most important part of that is going to be right when the door opens. That's going to be when the oxygen needs to arrive. If oxygen comes in too late, more than likely it's going to be just going back out with an exhalation. So the machine is trying to hit that perfect moment, the very start of your inhale, and that's where your lungs are going to absorb the most amount of oxygen the most efficiently. Um, People often think that higher flow means that it's better, which is not the case. With pulse dose, the timing is much more important. Just think of a small amount of oxygen delivered at the exact right time is going to be much more effective than a larger volume of oxygen delivered at the wrong time, because that's just going to be, again, pushed out with your exhalation where it's not going to be absorbed properly. It's not about flooding your lungs with oxygen, it's about precision and delivery. And that's where these Inogens with their intelligent delivery, that's where they shine. The number on your Inogen is not liters per minute like a home concentrator. It's a relative setting that controls how much oxygen is in each pulse and also how aggressively the machine responds to your breathing. So think of like setting 1, so it's going to give you smaller pulses, and like on our Rove 6, setting 5 or 6, it's going to give you a much larger pulse. It's important to know it's not the same as 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 liters of oxygen, whatever it may be, of continuous flow. Their settings, a lot of times they'll be uh, in congruency with what you'd be on a continuous flow machine, but it can differ. So it's always important to check that also with a pulse oximeter to make sure that you're staying saturated on the specific setting that you're on. So we do have a lot of patients who are on like a 2 liter like in-home concentrator or on the tank. They can use 2 on these just fine. But again, there are some patients that are also going to be different as well. So biggest thing is make sure you have that pulse oximeter is a great tool to check your own oxygen levels and make sure you're staying saturated.
This is a great graph showing Inogen's intelligent oxygen delivery window. So the blue line is going to show the inspiratory breath and then also the exhalation on the bottom. And the green line, you're going to notice that spikes right as soon as that inhalation occurs. So that just shows the reactiveness of that 250 milliseconds that Inogen has for their intelligent delivery. And this one is showing a delayed trigger. If the trigger is less sensitive for your breathing or if it's shallow, the pulse can arrive late. So this is showing that green line actually arriving after the inhalation starts. And then this is also a good example of where the oxygen isn't going to be fully absorbed and can actually be released back on the user's exhalation. And lastly, we have a graph here showing just a completely missed dose of oxygen due to shallow breathing. If the machine doesn't sense your breathing at all, you get no oxygen for that breath. This is why shallow breathing, mouth breathing, or fast breathing can sometimes reduce the effectiveness of these devices.
All right, so it's extremely important to know that the intelligent delivery doesn't replace constant flow oxygen. We do have people who are prescribed for specifically constant flow, and to meet the needs, um, this isn't something that you should rely on. Um, who benefits most from intelligent delivery are going to be typical daily oxygen users who are active for travel, if they need it for portability. Um, and a big thing, making sure you're speaking to your doctor, making sure that pulse dose is something that you can use. Who does not want to use this is going to be if you are prescribed for continuous oxygen, if you have difficulty having shallow breaths, a lot of these devices are not going to be able to trigger the oxygen. If you have severe lung disease or rapid or irregular breathing. Because again, these machines are going to be trying to detect your next breath to make sure it's going to get you oxygen at the right time. So that's the biggest thing with all Inogen machines with that intelligent delivery. So in closing, Inogen's intelligent oxygen delivery isn't magic. It's precision timing. When it works well, it's incredibly efficient and portable. Um, so if this has helped you, please like and subscribe, and I'll keep breaking these things down in plain English for you guys, and come up with some more videos.